What's up, YouTube? This is your boy John from Project Ellsworth, and I am back with you today to give you my review of the 2011 film Quarantine 2: Terminal. Good morning, everybody. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button. If you're already subscribed to the channel, welcome back, guys. It's good to see you again. Quarantine 2 was both written and directed by John Pogue, starring Mercedes Mason, John Cook, and Maddie Liptak. Liptak.
He's infected!
If you're familiar with the 2008 film, you're aware that there is a building that is being quarantined in LA. Well, while that is taking place, this plane is taking off leaving from LA. The right word to use there would be simultaneously. So this movie begins on an airplane. On this airplane, you have everything that you want when you're getting ready to take a trip from LA to Kansas City. You have a sick pilot, you have a fat, obnoxious guy in the back of the plane, you have a guy with a carry-on full of hamsters, you have an old dude with Parkinson's disease, you have a young miserable kid who's by himself flying back and forth between his parents, you have a sick dude messing around with a laptop, and you have an old lady sitting in her chair holding a cat. My God, I wish I was on that flight. Gotta be awful. So while the dude with the carry-on full of hamsters is trying to fit them in the overhead compartment, which it's obviously not going to fit no matter what way you slice it, the fat dude from behind him comes up, says, "I think this compartment's bigger," grabs the container, tries to put it up there, and gets bitten in the thumb by one of these hamsters. Let the games begin. So eventually, fat dude is in the back of this plane passed out. One of the stewardesses approaches him to see if he's okay. He turns around and he vomits on her.
Sir? Sir?
Probably ain't good. Eventually, the fat guy jumps up, his eyes are red, he's sweating, he's covered in vomit, and he starts charging the cockpit. Eventually, a couple of the guys on the plane jump on the fat dude, get him on the ground, and zip tie his hands behind his back. An emergency landing would probably be a good idea right about now. They manage to get on the ground. When they approach the terminal, they can't get in the terminal. Everything is locked. Now the CDC and a whole bunch of guys with machine guns are wrapping everything in sight in plastic. It's time for more quarantine. I enjoyed this movie. I didn't think it was as well made of a horror movie as the first Quarantine was in 2008, but I believe this movie, it had a $4 million budget, whereas the 2008 film had a $12 million budget. So for 1/3 the cost, that explains a lot. 2008's Quarantine, I thought that it looked better. I thought that it was scarier. I think that it just, as a whole, it felt like I said, a more well-polished movie. But with all that, I still thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I thought that it was well acted. I thought that, although minimal, the effects that were here were pretty decent. There was nothing over the top, but you can't go crazy with a $4 million budget. I thought that Mercedes Mason, her obviously being the star of this movie, she carried this out just fine. And I think that her performance in this movie is a very good indicator as to why she's the only one that I think I ever saw again after this movie. She was Ophelia in Fear the Walking Dead. It took me a couple minutes to recognize why I knew her. But that's it. You really don't see anybody else in this movie that you saw before this movie or you saw since this movie. Just Mercedes Mason, and I thought she was fantastic in this movie. One knock that I read online that a lot of people were saying about this movie was that there was not a lot of character development in this movie. There wasn't. That's very true. But in the situation that these people are in and these characters are in, I don't think you need a lot of character development. If you're stuck on a plane with an infectious disease and then you are quarantined and locked out of an airport, who the hell cares about your backstory? You may need that in a lot of movies. You don't need that here. So Quarantine 2. If you're looking for a high-action, blood-filled, scary-ass movie, go watch the first 2008 film. If you're looking for something that's just really well made on a low budget that's just fun, watch Quarantine 2. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Did you see this flick? Did you see the 2008 flick? Which one did you prefer? Did you prefer neither? Did you prefer both? Let me know down in the comments below and let's talk about it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you really like this video and you have been enjoying my content, please do me a huge favor. Click that subscribe button and then ring that notification bell. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, have a kick-ass day, and thank you for watching.